Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Tuesday. We're going to draft traditional Zendikar Rising. I've chosen this. I didn't even ask chat. I was feeling best of three today. I think it's partly because I want to try again. Didn't like the results yesterday. Despite feeling solid about our decisions, I never am going to say my decisions are perfect, but I felt like it wasn't the major contributing factor to what happened yesterday, so I actually feel fine about yesterday. I've been doing well in the format overall and had one rough day. We could have another rough day to do today, but as long as I keep making reasonable decisions, I'm gonna accept the results, right? That's what we do around here. And the most reasonable decision you can make when considering your tabletop magic purchase is to start with cardkingdom.com. Not to end there per se. I usually end there, but start there. Give them a chance at your business and start there through my affiliate link in the panels below in the YouTube notes or in the chat link. And you're going to find one of the best retailers for magic stuff around. And every time they win my business, I am not regretful because it means that they had the best prices that day on something I needed and the reliability was there, or maybe I had store credit. I have a ton of store credit at Card Kingdom. It's nice to be able to know that I have this little piggy bank of magic card magicalness that I can dip into if I get get an inkling to try a new deck or add a card to a cube or upgrade a card in a cube. I like having that bank there. And if you want to build a bank there, you're going to want to check their buy list, which is one of the best in the industry. They offer more money for magic cards than anybody else on average, period. Prove me wrong. Show me somebody else who on average offers more per card than Card Kingdom. I'm going to win because I study this a lot. I'm in the secondary market myself, and I often sell to them instead of retail because the gap between what Card Kingdom is buying for and what I can make on the secondary market is so small, I might as well just do the easy thing, roll down the hill and drop it off at Card Kingdom. Now, not all of you can drop off at Card Kingdom like I can. They're just down the street from me, but they take shipping internationally. So no matter where you are, you can get cards to them and get a great deal on those sellbacks. So let's jump in here. Hop into draft view. Interesting, Robert. I'll check that out. Yeah, the head game between batter and pitcher is just really fascinating. In a lot of ways, it's this elaborate Rochambeau with athletic prowess mixed in. Waiting for this last seat to fill up. How about an awesome cleric deck? I never end up with an awesome cleric deck. Hey, look, it's a vampire cleric. Is it worth it? I suppose calling for it, I have to take this now. What? The magic gods have answered. And looks pretty good. Low Mage's Domination is excellent, but it's triple blue, quite committing there. And yeah, this goes like this. We're looking at a baseline here of, a Child of Night plus Menace, right? Child of Night being 1 and a black for a 2/1 lifelink that we've seen at common a million times in various sets. But apparently, if you want to make a common rare, you add lifelink and you add kicker 3 and a black. When this enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yeah. So just a slight upgrade from the old Child of Night. Let's take it. Relic Amulet is another excellent build around we could start with here. We could also just follow our first pick with an Expedition Healer. It's not super sexy, but it certainly goes along with Cleric per se, but maybe that's me just trying to make my pre-draft wish come true, and that really we should look at like the ambush as an excellent card. Yeah, I suppose if we take a white cleric, we'll take the shepherd. I think that's correct. You're right. Shepherd is better. But let's talk about whether we should be taking shepherd or amulet or ambush, because I think that's the pick here, right? So I want to hear shepherd, amulet, or ambush from chat. No, this is about drafting the hard way and saying we might not play the Null Priest, we might play the amulet instead. I'm not trying to combine these. I'm trying to take the best card. I think I'll take the ambush. It's really strong. We could be black-green. And then we do get another flip card. Now there is another option for a shepherd, but if we like the ambush, we don't like the Florahedron. Looks like some people want the crab as well. Crab is always a justifiable pick. I mean, but I think so. Now we're looking at shepherd or ruin crab. And I think with a Null Priest, I'm willing to take a shepherd here. The Ruin Crab is super annoying, but I don't think this is actually... What is 17 lands? Somebody go look up Ruin Crab's main decked win percentage. I bet it's got a positive win percentage, but I wonder if it's as good as people think. $63 is very good. That's the main deck? That sounds like in pool. Or is that... Anyway, sorry, back. We can take Subtle Strike, matches this. Another Relic Amulet going by, kind of a nice amulet deck. Math wants the Hedron. Yeah, let's say I'm taking this. I think I like this better than most. I think this actually occupies a nice little spot. We get an Arbor Mage here or a Gnarlid Colony. Maybe we're just not Null Priest or any of this. Arbor Mage has come up a lot for me. I thought this was... Oh, thank you. I was going to say 63% seems like I was going to be blown away if main deck win percentage of Ruin Crab was 63%, Media. Arbor Mage, though. Yeah, they're both respectable. I'm going with the uncommon. Like, I like to. I really want to have one of these in my green deck now if I can get it, because it kind of just wins the game out of nowhere in the right spot. We'll take a fortification here over Baloth, and at least feel like we drafted the hard way. I was calling for the cleric deck. I had a chance at a turn, pick 2 shepherd. Took the ambush. It looks like that's paying off here. I'm going to take that anyway. Thank you for that sub. Yeah, it's, green seems open enough. We're going to take a Blight Blade over a Brute. And I don't like the Stampede. I don't love green-white, frankly. If we end up in green-white, I'd still rather have a Blight Blade. Math wants the Stampede. Maybe I'm just being unreasonably resistant to the idea of ending up green-white. But I don't love this. I suppose I'm being unreasonable, though. You're right. I'm just being unreasonably biased against the idea of ending up green-white. But we could, and it could be fine. And certainly for the 1/1 Death Touch, we should take the better card. Yeah, it is, but we'll get. I believe we'll get more opportunities to pick up those Death Touchers. They're kind of everywhere. Take another fortification here. Yeah, it looks like we're in the right color. I just don't. Maybe we're supposed to be taking a colony or a regrowth. This is a tough one. I don't think I want. I'm just gonna fall back on the spell land. I think they're coming. People are coming down on them, but I still think they're worth taking. You take a Mind Drain here over an Outrider, although these are both kind of equivalent cards in terms of if we ended up green-white or green-black. They're both playable, but not super exciting. Yeah, I mean, well, so everybody suggest maybe I'm the only one who wanted the fortification, but I just feel like it's hard to go too wrong with taking a spell land in that situation. So I didn't mind picking that up. We'll take a Muck Lord over a Dreadworm. I think in the abstract, Dreadworm is better, but it's a 5, which we generally don't need to prioritize. And if there is a deck for Muck Lord, it's green-black. So I'm going to take it. Felidar is noticeable. You know, Felidar and Spellcraft still being here are signally for how late it is for pick 11. Neither of these are necessarily amazing, but I'll take the one that seems pretty late for a color we're actually in a little bit, as opposed to the red card, which we're not even really in. I'm going to take Might here. Adept, this kind of... We could end up with white-green party, too. Hey, Krauser. He says, opening a party payoff. There's also a Blood Chief's Thirst, though. Choice time. Maybe I'll throw a quick poll. It's Thirster Squad, right? What are we? I mean, we get to play Null Priest if we stay black. White has seemed more open, but this is the better card. All right, I'll go with chat. I think you could justify either one, so I'm going to follow chat down. It certainly seems like this is the more open color. Black was not all that open after we took some initial early black, and then we got random stuff late. I mean, we took a Null Priest and then really didn't have any black until we wheeled some junk. So I think the read that maybe black isn't where we want to be is good. We can take a Rabid Bite here. We know we are green, and we don't have the Death Touchers yet, but we'll look out for them, and this is a fine pick here. The sad part is that there's nothing much for us on the wheel. Maybe we get back a Kite Sail. Maybe a Resolute Strike, or even a McKindy Ox could see play in our deck. We're best of 3. Maybe we get a Broken Wings back. Journey, nice. So getting a little bit paid here for keeping an eye on what's open. I think chat talking me into the Stampede as a better pickup than the Death Toucher has been important for how we pivoted in this draft. So let's see what we can do with it. Captain is on plan. So now we got a couple of rewards now for party. And of course, white is gonna deliver a lot of warriors and clerics, so we especially want to look for rogues and wizards in strange, like we know that Arbor Mage is a wizard. We know there's the draw a card elf wizard, and we know that we can get more Farsight adepts to get wizards in white. We have wizards a little covered. I wouldn't mind more though, Jinx. What we could use is more clerics, right? We're actually kind of low on clerics. If I recall correctly, let's see. Yeah, 2 clerics, 2 warriors, 2 wizards, no rogues. So obviously rogues are a priority now if we want to try and make that happen. Jerboa, is that good enough for us? Just take a warrior, random warrior is okay. Yeah, we're looking for, exactly, we're looking for a Blight Blade to fill out our rogue slot. Is there any other green rogues? Or we're looking for the Pack Beast? Yeah, Sellsword's probably better than Jerboa, right? It fills a creature type, fills a slot in the curve. Really nice shelter here, really nice binding here. Boy, I'm going to cut the black, and you're going to try and help me figure out binding versus shelter. Fenrir likes shelter for sure. Binding is removal, but shelter is removal. Gadandmore wants binding on the number of lands we already have. Well, I let it time. We can take this and know that we have a potential splash, but here we get a cleric. A 2-drop cleric is great. Scion makes me sad, but yeah, I'm not going to splash over just taking a healer. Onto Inversion. Do we take the 8-drop removal or the Wizard? Inversion is powerful, but we do need wizards. You want the board white? Yeah, it's like a 9-drop. You're right. It's like a 9-drop. Well, I ended up taking it, whether it was correct or not. It's in our deck now. We'll get Raptor. See, we get the Raptor, and then we get it back. Rarely, but I have cast Inversion and had it cast against me. I agree it's not a priority. Maybe the other card was correct there, but... Adventure Awaits could help us find missing parts. I hate both of these cards, really. Really don't want to play either. I'm going to take an Adventure Awaits over a Nectar Pot. But I don't think we're going to play either, ever. I think it's pretty bad, yeah. Just because it's so not what I want to be doing on turn 2. It's not the worst on turn 12 or whatever, but it doesn't impact the board, and I don't want to cast it for the first 6 turns of the game, and that just makes for a bad spell, in my opinion. What do we got? Oh yeah, Pack Beast jumps out right away. And there's really nothing else, sadly. Sadly, we're not going to wheel anything. Yeah, I could pivot to Clerics. That's not ridiculous. The green we ended up with, we actually have a lot of splash, like a lot of land green, you know, Fastwood Fortification and Ambush, so we could maybe even, and Florahedron. So maybe we do take Cleric. Well, I'll take Pack Beast. I wish I had more time there. But Fearless Fledgling or Legion Angel, boy. Fledgling or Angel? Fledgling for sure. Angel for sure. A lot of for sures out there. I mean, Fledgling is a 2-drop that becomes an angel pretty darn quick. This is just a 4/3 for 4. This is like this can be a 6/6 for 2. This is a tough one. I'm going with Fledgling. Oh my goodness. Cleric spec. Cleric spec. Ah! I can't handle it. Oh God. What do I... Oh, God, help me. Help me, chat. Help me. What do I do? You take Shepherd? I'm going to take the Shepherd. I know I'm going to play the Shepherd. And I don't know, this journey's nice. Come on. I asked for clerics and didn't get any corn. Give me a break. I'm going to mute you for that. Go back and look at that pack 1 and tell me where I abandoned clerics. Pack 2, pick 2 maybe, but that was correctly drafting the hard way. Yeah, and I don't regret pack 1, pick 2. That I think it was correct not to take the Shepherd there. Yeah, now I guess we take this. We don't want Jerboa, right? I don't even know now. Now I'm just being sad. Look at this. I shouldn't be sad though. Our deck is actually coming together. Yeah, I should have taken Disenchant for the board. That would have been fine. I don't know if we're being punished. We can take a Smite for the board. Yeah, this Sorcerer being here is weird. It's Banneret or Unity. They do a similar thing. I guess we can take the Banneret. A 3rd Relic Amulet in the draft. We can take a Cleric on 3 or another Raptor. Oh, yeah, you take Baloth. I don't even know if it's that good in our deck is the thing. Well, yeah, we can take it. It doesn't... now I feel... So nobody was in Clerics, which is just... kind of shows that the table... the cards really... This kind of suggests that the cards weren't there for the Clerics in the first pack. Nobody ended up there because the cards weren't there. And then the hookup in pack 3 wasn't there for anybody. We're not heading that way. It's just too late. I'll probably just take the Banneret, but I'm not playing 2 of these. Yeah, Bugcatcher, crazy. Cleric again. So were we supposed to still just go to the Clerics in pack 3? I don't know. Weird draft. I don't think any of that was making the deck. Maybe I was supposed to take a Tactics there, I suppose. I'm just kind of in disbelief and maybe making some mispicks at the end in my own state of what is going on here. Yeah, I can agree that I missed a Tactics pick there, but again, I'm just a little bit boggled. So... boggled my way to a couple of goof grabs as I try to process the draft that just happened. Yeah, I still think we have a fine deck. It just got weird there. We just got pulled back towards Clerics at the very end. But let's see. Let's assume we are white-green first. Yeah, that's fair math. Math is saying we had such depth in white-green, we could have hedged towards the Clerics in pack 3 just because it was almost free to do so. Yeah, that's interesting too. Although it's more maybe if I still think drafting the hard way is correct, and that taking the ambush in the abstract was correct. But certainly, if we forced the Shepherd pack 1, pick 2, then I think we would have ended up in the Cleric deck. But I'm not gonna be sad about failing to draft the hard way. Or, I mean, I'm not going to be sad about drafting the hard way, that we failed to not draft the hard way. Alucard, I think it's better than the potential Clerics deck. I think the rare and both uncommon Clerics wheeling mean that I question that, Alucardio, but you're right that this is not a bad deck. So yeah, let's make the best of it and see if we can't get a couple of match wins today. Yeah, exactly. Maybe the magic odds were like, you can have it, Ryan, but you have to force it. If you can force it, you get it. But if you can't force it, you're going to miss it. And then I was unable to force it. We got a ton of splans, though, so we may be able to just find that we have not as many cuts to make as we think. I'd like to start the disenchant in the board. And now, yeah, we're looking at 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 spells and lands. We could cut 4 lands. We've got 6 lands and still have the 18. I think we cut 5 and 1 more spell. Oh, sorry. Get out of your way. Sure. We do have the inversion. Oh, yeah, links. Get that links out of here. Also, let me look at totals. Oh, yeah, so we can cut links. Ox might not be the worst to keep. I don't like keeping the links, but I could see the Ox sticking around. And let's note that our only rogue is the Pack Beast. We didn't get any of the Death Touchers. Well, now, Jinx, we're getting to the point where we may be cutting too many cards. How many land plus spells do you want to run? Here's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This is a half mana deck as it is. So I think we can keep half mana. And 20 is fine because we have so many spell lands. We're going to have to play a lot of these as lands. Jinx says go back and add better cards. What do we got? We got we can splash for some black, but that's about all we got for better cards. Yeah, Jinx is like, never mind. No, I think this is fine. The higher my total spland plus land count is, the higher I expect my spland count is. So really, if we're taking advantage of the power of these spells, we're using some of them as spells, which means that, yes, while we technically have 20 sources of mana, would love to cast like 3 of these as spells, putting us back towards more like 18 or 17. So that's the power of them. And yeah, we have fledgling triggers to go after with Fearless Fledgling. So I think this is fine. Minus 1 more. And we can cut a... Let's see, what's our least impressive? We got a Jerboa called for. We've got the Ox called for. You could put the Banneret on the list of creatures I don't love here. I like everything going on at 2. You could put the Might in the pile, though, as, cuttable. We don't have a lot of interaction, though, besides the journeys, so I don't mind. We have a Rabid Bite and 2 journeys, I suppose. That's some interaction. Yeah, well, let's look at party again before we make these calls. We have 3 natural clerics, we have 4 natural warriors, 2 natural wizards, and again, no rogues. We just have the old Pack Beast filling that out. Yeah, I suppose let's keep the Jerboa, but I also don't. I say we could keep the Jerboa if we expect Squad Commander to actually. I guess it's going to get some, even we get 2. Yeah, I guess I'm willing to cut Ox and keep Jerboa because of the Squad Commander. Let's try that. Get this going. See how it goes. That's funny. Sure, Tron, we'll go with that. That's a reference, for those of you who don't know, to the not hedonistic, the what am I looking for? Heathenistic tactic of putting your lands above your board on paper magic, if that's what you mean. ZNR, sure. Jerboa on box. A Johnny Sleeves. A Johnny gets his day. And I'm going to go... What was our... I don't know, put the Shepherd on. We've got sleeves complete. Oh, ZNR lands. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I probably need to look at my distribution anyway. Sorry, had a text to check. All right, so then I'm going to count my total sources. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10 green. 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 and 10. Maybe I should go 11, 9. We actually don't need green until quite a bit later. Actually, green, we mostly need green for our own splans. I think we go on that front, we go like this. It feels more correct. All right, we made it. Here we go. How am I going to do here? Saying put the mouse on the box is one thing, Jinx. Paying to put the mouse on the box is another, isn't it? They rhyme, but they don't mean the same thing. Well, you paid this time. At the time you said it the first time, you had not paid. When you suggested it, you did not pay. You merely suggested it. Come on now. I was looking. Tron hoping for their ballot. Vote, and I don't. Hold on, let me focus here. We got that. I got to mulligan this. I might go on a screed later. We can keep this. Ditch a forest. Keep. Well, maybe let's see. What do we want to keep? I like. We're keeping this, obviously. And I can't see throwing a spell back here. Ditch Hedron? Oh, Florahedron? Well, that's ramp, though. I kind of like going shelter tapped, play forest, cast Florahedron, and ramp. And then we have Farsight Adept even if we don't find more land. So I've talked myself into returning a forest. One lander, four lander, hard to say. All depends on your perspective. Now, I'd love a land, but we at least get Farsight Adept if we don't. So there you go. Maybe we'll get a land out of this anyway. No land, but closer to one. Rabid Bite is going to be somewhat effective if we can keep the Farsight Adept on board. Oppo in the tank. What are they casting? Looks like they're short on mana too. Oh, maybe not. Well, we are getting a little bit worked over by lack of further lands. We can't really do much here except potentially might in blocking the ambusher, but all we can do is pass. Hope we find lands to unlock our action here. Tron Hat gave me an AMA to soapbox on it between games, which I think will be more appropriate anyway. Although this one is going such that I could fit in a political screed because there's not much decision making here. Hopefully they attack, though, into our Florahedron and we can just eat an ambusher. I mean, it's not great, but it's something. I'll do it. Card for a card at least. Well, let's get a Sellsword down, and then if it lives, we have a Rabid Bite target. That's a fine TLDR, but I have some additional things to say. All right, well, gonna have to use this for land. Got something. But we are pretty open to the bite here. We're gonna bite the seer just to get it off the board. Although we could even we could fortify and bite the Lagak. Then the Sellsword can trade off with the seer. Let's kill the Lagak. I don't think we care about the Royal Chaser. But if I do that, I have to not use this as land. That's not a and we can't do that, right? We need this as land. Never mind. Yeah, I was getting fancy, but we need this as land. So I'm going to do this and Rabid Bite the Seer so that we can get some Oppo power off the board, and then hope we can play out a couple of heroes soon and regain our standing. Razor wants to bite first. That's fair. We could have bitten first. I didn't think there was anything in red that could stop us, Razor, but like I think Razor was suggesting if we bite, we at least have Thicket up as a +1/+1 instant. Yeah, that's true. Hazard would have been a good reason. So good call, Razor. The correct thing there would have been to play around Hazard by at least having the fortification ready. Well, we mulliganed into a tough mana spot, and we're still making a stand here, so not going to be too upset if we don't pick up this game, and we're still a land away from unlocking a lot of our action here. Still at 16. Yeah, we just missed that critical third land drop. We found this one, though, and now we can get a Shepherd out. We block technically everything and start to gain some life. Cleric first also sets up Captain and Squad Commander. Let's see if this lives. If they can take care of this Shepherd, then I'll throw up the mostly dead meme, because I think if they kill the Shepherd here, we are in a tough way. Not dead, but in a tough way. Yeah, they have not taken the classic advice of Bolt the Bird, aka use your cheap removal on their cheap accelerator. And the failure to kill the Florahedron may be why we're even in this. I'm certainly glad to have the Florahedron over, say, the Sellsword. So their card quality went up there, but it means we're stable-ish here. Ah, they're going to go another. What are they going to do? 1, 2, all right. It's nonstop. Oppo has all the red burn available in the format. That being said,
your friend here is only mostly dead.
well, I mean, the Channeler Rare would be good in the deck, but I don't think this is a deck that's like, this deck wouldn't exist unless they had the Channeler Rare. Like, this is just good stuff, right? I mean, this is medium, but everything else has just been good. We'll go ahead and take another Shepherd here, though, see if that lives. So we did take this over, somewhat controversially, over the 4/3 flying rare for 4, which of course would be better than the fledgling in this particular spot. But we had our reason. There's good reasons for taking fledgling over that card. Yeah, on the one hand, Channeler and Tormenting Voice have a similar job in a deck they would be in together, but Tormenting Voice ditching a Tormenting Voice is nice for Channeler because it sets it up. Wow. I was really hoping to see not this. I mean, I don't think we can just take this. They could have, if they had another Royal Eruption, they could literally just clock us for 5 and win the game. So we're kind of put in a spot where we have to block, which stinks because I'm expecting to lose our Shepherd for one of the 2 cards in hand, and for Oppo to still have Lagak and Wizard after this combat, which is really bad for us, but I think we're priced into it. Okay, that's okay, but I'm still waiting. Could be the deal 2 to finish it off or something. There you go. At least both... the critical thing that's different, though, is my worry was that Lagak and Wizard were going to be on board. At least we got rid of the Wizard. And now we can, with the healer even, get another Cleric on board ahead of playing Captain or Squad Commander. I think we can take some damage in the air. And... we could also go Healer Fledgling. Yeah, and then Fledgling can chump if we want, or maybe we don't even need to. We can threaten a triple block and take out Lagak for 2 creatures. But yes, let's go Healer, Fledgling, and see what happens from here. Well, we don't know what they have. It's possible that, Robert, that it's explained by this mystery card. It's possible they didn't make the best decision. But if they have good action with that 1 remaining card, I could see accepting a 2-for-1 if you thought it was going to clear the way for a win. Like if they do have a Royal Eruption that they're looking to kick, and they just need to get us to 5. One, two, three, four, 5. If we can just pick up a basic land, we can recast Healer and play either of these. We just need 1 basic land from here. Fledgling is not going to do much more than save 3, I think, in this game. Much better. So let's just chump here. All right, we got our basic, so all is not lost. We're going to play a Myriad Captain to get up in the air and stop that Chaser. Might just take a Lagak hit, though, here to then Squad Commander and make chumps for the Lagak. Yeah, Lagak double block is maybe worth it. I'm worried that it just leaves this 1/2 flyer slowly pecking us away. Well, now we got to chump. No choices anymore. But maybe that means we can stabilize from here. Onto Inversion is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 land away if we hold this. Well, I'm not going to show the Inversion because if anything, we're going to cast it in a couple of turns. So let's start with Squad Commander and try to hold. I wouldn't say we're on landfall. I don't know what we have. I guess we have like a Baloth or whatever, but I would not say that landfall is any cohesive theme here. But party is. I'm not get. Oh, sorry. I should have. I forgot vigilance. They should be down 3, so that's just my bad. I forgot vigilance. Yeah, Fledgling is the most landfall. We do have 2 of those. I think we're dead here, but I'm not too unhappy with how this played out given our mulligan and land stuck. So I think with a reasonable draw, we have a fine chance in the matchup. Oppo is just chock full of burn, though. Molten Blast, Thundering Rebuke, Royal, and then also into the Royal, as if that weren't all enough. So the interaction Oppo has is intense. And I think we're just, if Oppo has any sense at all, they just put a land on top and we're dead to that. I'm not going to show him anything. Oh, there was 2 Rebuke. Where's this 2 Rebuke? I didn't see 2 Rebuke. Wow. Yeah. All right, blue-red wizard burn. We do have a disenchant, but I don't see anything demanding a disenchant. Nothing at all. In fact, Ox is resilient to the royal eruptions, not to the thundering rebuke. I think we have what we have, and we send it back and see if we can't get them. Run it back. Draw better. Well, you could make an argument to keep this. We get Florahedron on 2, fledgling on 2 into Florahedron, but this really needs to draw spells or it doesn't do much. Yeah, but here's what happens. I think you're right that we keep this, but here's what happens. I think that we play out the fledgling, they burn it, and then we flood out. Like they're just going to remove the fledgling, and then we're going to be like, but I don't know how we throw it back. I mean, I guess you could mulligan it if you thought that like the flood potential is just too strong. But I guess we have to keep it. I'm just predicting doom. I suppose if I'm predicting doom, maybe I'm supposed to mull it, but it is hard to throw this back. Okay, here this gives us a different situation, gang. Okay, we're gonna offer up the Florahedron first. If they burn this, okay. But then next turn we can fledgling, play a land, put 1 counter on it, and have might up to protect it. So maybe we can get there here. Yeah, they didn't burn it last time. They didn't seem to respect it before. All right, now things are looking a little better. That might makes things quite a bit better. Although we are still in a spot where one turn, like if they go for a burn spell here, we can save it, but then it's going to be at 3 toughness next turn, and they're going to have, so if they have multiple 3+ power, 3+ burn spells, then this could still work for them. But we do get to save it from this. No, this is a Fissure Wizard. Oh, that is, yeah. Weird. Not a great card. The flood is here. So my big worry is that the fledgling was going to die. And now we are in a rough window. Yeah, we can do that.
Oh, here comes the flood.
Don't kill my fledgling! Please don't kill it! We have a chance, gang. We have a chance. I'm going to not attack with the Florahedron because +1/+1 could protect it from a drawn rebuke. Okay, okay. Unfortunate, but we knew that was a possibility. We knew they had one. They probably had multiple. This looks like a great deck, except for I don't know what this Rubble Fort's about. Other than that, I've loved every spell on Oppo's deck. And here's our problem. We were all in on a fledgling and have failed to draw anything else. That's how it's been going for us. I think we can trade for the Florahedron if we wanted, although with undue inversion, we should hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm gonna at 16. I'm not gonna trade yet. Now I could because we've got our undue mana somehow in straight basics.
We will say goodbye to flesh and blood.
Oh, you wanted the 1, 2? I'm gonna wait. Now we can just try and hold it back. Any card draw? I mean, no, we're in white green. Like we have the 3/3 adept. They're still sending. I'm willing to block now because we trade for something. Prioritize the Hedron over the 1, 2. I'm not sure what you're asking, Fenor, but I kept this back here so that I could try and eat the wizard. Well, I mean, I didn't trade at all. I didn't want to trade either one of them, so I wasn't even really looking because I wasn't planning to trade. I don't know what I passed up that you think. All right. Playing the land out because we do have a banneret activation here, but I'm not going to attack because of that. You know, we only have 13 basic lands. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 26 cards left in the deck. We have 9 of our 13 basics in play. Come on. Well, flooding out doesn't say much about our play, although we did keep. We could have mulliganed this, knowing that it had serious flood potential. Yeah, we can still find the inversion and reset, especially if Oppo just dumps to the table here. We kept a 5-lander. Come on, fool. We kept a 5-lander. But legit kept a 5-lander. 5-lander in which one of the spells was ramp. I acknowledge that. So, if undue inversion is our out, do we just trade here? Like, I think now we just start trading. We have all of our inversion mana, and this would actually encourage them to commit more to the board. And then if we do draw our known out of the inversion, then we've got that going for us. And hey, we can even play the Raptor here. I mean, come on. Our deck with like 7 splans. Yeah, we have 7 spell lands, and none of them in play to get back with Raptor. But we'll play this out. I'm not going to bounce anything. And we're quote, stable. Maybe it's their turn to draw nothing but land for a little bit. But really, we want Rocker here to dump their hand on the table. That's fine. you know, using removal on a creature we hope to die, that we hope would die to an inversion anyway. Sellsword doesn't get it done on defense. I'm going to not play it on the hopes that we find inversion next turn. And then if we find a creature next turn, we can play it and Sellsword to double block the Lagak. But would love to see 2 creatures out of their hand here. 2 creatures out of the hand, and then our inversion out is so live. Yeah, that's not great. Well, let's say whiff. Whiffing is be fine. Okay, Journey gives us... Inversion is... now I gotta read inversion. All non-land permanents. Ugh, that actually makes this a bit of a non-bow for our intended plan. Because we destroy our Journey and it brings back the Lagak. But I don't think we can just take this. So... rough. But we can't take 3, 4, 5 from landfall and go to 2. That's ridiculous. Yeah, even that doesn't work for me, Pablo, because that puts us down to 2, and I don't think we can do that. Not responsibly. Yeah, maybe I should play Sellsword and start the race. But now I'll certainly... Oh, that's rough. Okay, inversion. Here we go. Inversion. Now we need to hope to put this Lagak back in play. Hey, Nantuko, how you been? That's not a bad alternative. Let's go ahead and drop both here. Get some life back. Now we would love to find another creature to hold in hand so that if we find our inversion, we can drop it after taking 1 smack from Lagak. Fledgling. Well, the Sellsword on the ground continues to thwart a 2/3 or a 2/3. They have to use 1 to make the other unblockable here, or else we get to block. So I guess we start building our Fledgling. I'm just trying to figure out if we're in this spot where, how do we win? Do we win by holding back our resources and looking for the inversion? Or do we win by just forgetting about the inversion and actually trying to regain advantage on the current board? And I'm actually leaning to that. So let's Fledgling, land, and attack with Shepherd. Ooh, although there's I guess this tap would cause the... Yeah, we could send the Sellsword too. They're both 3 damage. That's fair. This can't be killed by an unkicked Royal. Sure, we'll send the Sellsword for our 3. I like it. And make the Fledgling big. Could wait till next turn to give it flying, but we might draw a land next turn in which we'd give it another counter in flying. That's the idea. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're on a forced block here. And we'll do it on the Infiltrator. It's not been a very good match for us. Another weak start to the weak. And now we're just dead. Great. I could make him attack, but they've shown every indication that they know what to do with their attack step. Wow.
He's dead, sir.
That man's dead back there. Must be dead. He was worse than dead. His brain is gone.
Really sucks to lose your first in traditional, because now you're just trying desperately to win out so you can only lose 500. But here we are. Play better, I guess. I think red-green is the worst. I hate landfall so much. If I am not actively and constantly aggro, if you let up for 1 second with landfall, it feels like you just roll over. We'll keep this, though, I think. Oh, we don't even start until 4 with this hand, but I think we're going to keep. We might get run over, but we're on the play at least. As I say, basically lands and small spells are good for us, so most of our deck is good here. Definitely playing this as land, though. We want to get to our 5 drops here, 4 and 5s. Inversion also going to be played as a land. Well, you're a little bit late, Sellsword, but nice to have you touch earlier. But we'll go with Felidar here. Try to get it bigger next turn. Fortunately, our Oppo is only playing out 1 power. So our slow start is not being too heavily punished by what we're seeing here. Now I'm going to go ahead and go Pack Beast, Sellsword. We can take another smack, and then we get really great life gain out of our Shepherds after that. Right now, these are gain 6, gain 6. So we got a virtual plus 12 going on, so I'm not really worried about the 14. Racing up here. Now we may hold this as spell. Let's see how they want to attack, because if they send in stuff... Alright, that's suggesting that this is just a bounce situation, or it could be Subtle Strike, honestly. And the fear of Subtle Strike makes me want to not block here. We're at 18, we're about to get 6 more. So let's just... Oh yeah, they have Open Pump, of course, never mind. It's on board. But I would play around Subtle Strike or whatever anyway. We don't even need his onboard trick. But suffice it to say, we take this. All right. Well, Arbor Mage is interesting, but we don't have the second green. Oh, the kicker isn't green, so we could actually, if we want to play we could play the Fortification to set up for it. Maybe that's what we do. Because we could go Fortification, Shepherd, or we could Journey as well. But I like, we can set up a pretty big Arbor Mage turn using the Sellsword to take out potentially like Gloomhunter Cleric, depending on what they leave up as far as Banneret Pump goes. I think we definitely play the Shepherd, though. And then now I'm just trying to think whether we play this Fortification or not. Because Fortification allows us to... I'm just gonna pass and be greedy with the Fortification. If we find a basic land, we can still do the Arbor Mage thing. And if we don't, we can go Journey with Fortification up. And I don't even mind, like, we could double block here, and we have an open offer here. We can double block. How badly could we be punished with a double block? If we put double Shepherd on Gloomhunter, what's the worst they do? Because if they go Seagate Banneret, they get that, and then they have like 1 mana left that can't really do anything. And if they don't use the Banneret because they've got something in hand, well, like, what could it be? It would have to be like Subtle Strike and Vanquish, right? Kicked Might? Kick Dauntless Pumps too, but that still doesn't punish us. So I'm going to double block. I can't come up with how they punish us for this double block. And I'm going to double block the Lifelink, or maybe I was supposed to double block the Shepherd, but when we get this through a Vanquish, like if what they had is Vanquish, the weak, then blocking Shepherd becomes a blowout. Well, I guess it's not a blowout. We just bounce off the other one. I don't know. Now I'm not sure which was correct. This is neat, though. We get we can even play, if we play Taunting Arbor Mage, we get the full suite, right? Rogue, Cleric, a Rogue Warrior, Cleric, and Wizard. So we could do that with yeah, we can do Squad Commander, and then this is happening beginning of combat. Right. So let's do Vastwood as land, then we're guaranteed Arbor Mage next turn. But we start with Squad Commander here. I mean, if we can survive with everything intact next turn, it's going to be absurd. We got to take this. But basically, Arbor Mage kicked gives us a lure effect on, like, our 3/3. And then everything becomes indestructible to boot. So, yeah. Let's see. What are we going to kill is the question. Yeah, well, Seagate is going to be what we kill. We definitely kill the Seagate among the things we kill. So we probably kill this, yeah, and the Gloomhunter. It doesn't matter. Everything's going to get indestructible. And so we use either of our 3 powers. It doesn't matter. But we're not going to get 3. We only have 3 power to work with. I don't think we're dead on the way back if we get the Banneret, but we'll see. We'll make sure we don't attack with too much here. Oh, right, +1 power. It does, it does. Sorry, my bad. I was looking at current board state, but of course the commander is going to do that. So it doesn't matter which. Let's put it on the Sellsword. And then I think if we kill 1, 2, 3, then we're looking at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the crack, and we're at 14, so I think we have it. It's fine. And then we have we can even journey. All right, let's get this right. We want banneret, flyer, flyer, and flyer. Right. Yep, we can journey the angel. Looking a little better for us all of a sudden. Oppo agrees. All right, we found a way in that one. Looks like white-black party. Is off consumption. Got some splans going on. Commander. I don't know that we have anything to do change-wise. Excuse me. Nothing to disenchant. Two land, fledgling, jerboa, raptor, felidar. Ugh, we just want to flood out from here, but I'm going to keep. Even just a third land by 3 would be great. And if we get a fourth land by 4, we can start doing jerboa, felidar stuff. And our deck is half land. All right, there's land number 3. Great to see. Cross fingers for no subtle strike here. Vanquish I can accept. Subtle strike would have been rough. And great, a fourth land, also good to see. Let's go Jerboa. We may yet find a spell land to bring back with Raptor. And we've got a reasonable curve out still to go here. And Plains for sure. Do we want Banneret or Felidar? I guess we want Felidar next, so I'm going to go Plains. We can even send in here. I don't think they'll take the trade, and if so, I would be willing to trade Jerboa for Raptor, so I'm going to go for damage here. I wouldn't trade if I were Oppo, which is the main reason I'm doing it, but then also if they did trade Raptor, I'd be fine with that, so that seems fine. Oh, sorry, that was a miss grab. I meant to play the Felidar. Not the worst. If we get land next turn, we can still go Felidar land, so it's not like we miss a landfall trigger if we draw land. Looks like Techno wanted this play anyway. And also, Jerboa out with 2 creatures, also not bad. So maybe I, quote, misclicked myself into the correct play. It's possible. If we get a cleric down, it increases the squad commander results. But I think we just want attack in the air, Felidar, pass, and then hope to draw land next turn. Land next turn. How about a forest or even a green spland would be fine. Something that taps for green next turn, please. Hey, that works. Nice Super Nintendo. Now then, what attacks look good? Banneret says maybe they all do. They're all virtually bigger than they look. Yeah, I would accept any kind of double blocking here. Yeah, we could do Mage and Cleric, though, and then set up Squad Commander. But I'm thinking if we get one more land, Arbor Mage could actually win us the game. So I kind of want to hold Arbor Mage as for kicking, which makes me would rather represent the Banneret Pump, which would be pretty devastating. I think we send in with, let's see. They have a Banneret Pump on the way back, though. Let's see. If we pump 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, we're not even representing lethal with a Banneret Pump, so they could take it, then come back with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and kill us. So we can't really do it that way. We don't have a Cleric, though, so I can't go Cleric. If we go Squad Commander, it's not that big. We're down to end of... I think we just go... yeah, Felidar has Vigilance. We do have Vigilance to block, it's true. I'm gonna do that and send Raptor only. And then next turn, we have a potential... game winner. Yeah, I should have attacked first, but I was out of Hourglass. I just had to do it or I was going to get stopped. If we draw a land, we get Pumped Team. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 power. And we choose the smallest one. Okay, well, it cost him life, though. So we may have, we could have a win here. We didn't get the land, unfortunately. But what do you think about Journey on Squad Commander, and then because it could be multi-blocked and die, and I really don't want it dead. Yeah, we can do Healer and then Journey. That's a good point. We can still 2-spell. Okay, so we do that. Listerine just wants to take out the flyer and give us advantage in the air. I think that's totally fair, because we're still in a spot where then if we draw Arbor Mage mana, we kind of win on the spot. I'm down. And they're not close to like Squad Commander being full party or anything. So if this were dangerously close to going off, I would be a little more worried about it, but it's not. So we will trade for their, use our removal on their flyer, and we have a clock, and we also have a major clock if we find just a basic land. And there it is. Aren't they only a wizard away? I had Warrior and Cleric. I don't know what we had besides Warrior and Cleric. We're just going to pick our smallest thing here and send. All right, that's a little more like what we expected from the deck. Glad to see it work there. Now, if we lose the third match, at least our deck did what it was supposed to. It really is. I totally underrated Arbor Mage. There's something about that lure effect where you know, because it's the fail case of the lure effect is so bad, right? If they can kill your lured creature in response to your big alpha, it gets ugly. But you can just time it so that either that's not possible, like it was there, they were tapped out, or you're just like, well, if they don't have it, we win the game, let's put them to the test. And it's like, a lot of the time they don't have it, and maybe sometimes they do, but for the most part, Arbor Mage has just been winning games. All right. I like this. I think we're playing ambush as land, though. But maybe we wait because we go Banneret on 1, Pack Beast on 2, and then we see if we still need to play this as land. Yeah, ideally we just get a couple more basics off the top and save this as a spell. Hey, good start, good start. So we're looking to curve right through. Boom, boom, boom. Come on, basic land off the top. Somehow keep all of our creatures against red-black. Come on! Come on! All right, we get 2 chances because Adept's going to draw us a card. No, it'd be full. We get Warrior. Oh, right. No, sorry. We get. We need a Cleric. Yeah, sorry. We need a Cleric. You're right. We're close, though. Close. Right now, Pack Beast doing double duty. And, of course, 3 to party would still be quite nice. Let's play Farsight, and then maybe we play Ambush as land if we need to. I mean, yeah, we could eventually. Yeah, I'm going to play around Subtle Strike. Or did we see any... We didn't really see any pauses, did we? I should have paid attention to pausing. Anybody see pauses? Is it worth it for 1 point of damage? Yeah, I didn't see a pause either, so I'm going to go on the assumption they don't have it. Yeah, also we don't care too much about the Banneret because Squad Commander is another warrior. We have a backup warrior anyway. All right, I like land Baloth here over Felidar, because then next turn we can go Felidar ambush as land if we need to, triggering the Baloth. And we could go Squad Commander, but I like to get landfall stuff out ASAP to get max value out of the landfall. Although they send the Vampire, I might just throw the Baloth on it. Although I think we just race. If they want to send Vampire, we go race mode. We got Rabid Bite in hand, Ambush in hand. I don't think we should be too greedy about full party. We just want to... I mean, I think we... But I'm just playing the landfall stuff ahead. It's not... I'm not trying to wait for full party as much as I am trying to leverage my landfall early. Love to draw more basics so that we can use ambush as spell. If we could draw a basic, we can go Rabid Bite Commander and still have the ambush for later. Again, if they're going for Vampire Attack, I'm inclined to try and race that, you know, accept a smack for 4 here with the Rabid Bite and the ambush in hand. And Squad Commander going to make some chumps anyway. Big boy here, we don't really have the power to be able to bite it. But we may well get there. Okay, we have a Journey to exile it, though. That's fine. So let's bite the Vamp, Journey the Hellion, and crack for a bunch. I think we go ahead and play the ambush as land here, and also get the landfall trigger on Felidar. And maybe with that, we can actually send Felidar and threaten the pump. That only gets the Felidar through, though. I'd rather just follow through on the double spell here after landfall. You would save the fight. I like getting big here. I understand. We also have the raptor that gets this back later, so that's another consideration. I'm not going to send the pack beast, but I'll send the adept and the Felidar, of course. Bam, bam. Dead vamp. Yes. Using Rabid Bite from a Death Toucher of your own will kill anything that lands the damage. We could take this trade, but again, this doesn't have trample. Squad commander's going to make 3 chumps. We're just going to take this now and try to crack back the other way with mana up, Banneret mana up. Yeah, it might be something about haste. Like, oh, it has haste. We're supposed to send, but I think that was a questionable send. And now Pack Beast with a fortification can send as well. We could play this as land and get the Felidar trigger, but I'd rather send in with both Banneret activation and fortification ready, and then we can squad commander for good chumpage after that. But I'm sending everything. I mean, it's kind of forced block. We have pump win if they don't block, which is why it was such a very aggressive attack from them. Ideally, we cast Fortification and Squad Commander here and don't have to pump Banneret, but also let's look at what we get if we do pump Banneret. I mean, boy, I just like no response to anything here, and then playing Commander with Fortification up if Oppo's going to do this. Surely looks like red-black party here. We haven't seen anything rare, just some good common synergies from Oppo. And we didn't see anything to disenchant. So we kind of end up back where we've been, which is running it back because what else are we doing? Sometimes you go best of 3 and don't really have the goods to sideboard anyway. I mean, we have the 1 disenchant. Usually when I just see the 1 land, I'm like, no worries. We're going to see a couple of these other cards flip because they're splans. But these aren't. Mulligan. All right, and now we keep a no-lander, because it's actually a 2-lander, and we send back one of the shepherds. Basic, basic, basic. Thank you. Well, gotta play this as land, and not gonna not send the Pack Beast. I don't know what they might have, but can't not attack. Okay, we're all a little short here, it seems. Let's adept and try to find our land, but let's attack first. I want to give them some ammunition to kill the Pack Beast. Yeah, I didn't think there were, but I just am never super sure. Yeah, we'll play this. If we draw a basic land, I think we play the Jerboa, then play land, then play healer. Or Rabid Bite, depending on what they play. Yeah, probably Rabid Bite now. Well, no land, so I'm just going to go healer, Rabid Bite. Could go captain too, but I like we add a cleric to the board, and then we actually have the whole party. Then Emiria captain is mighty. And captain is 4 mana, so even if we don't find land, we can go for the captain if our stuff lives. Hey, even if something here dies, our captain is a 4/4. That's pretty darn good. Scorch Rider, though, not a problem for us. And this is actually a nice setup for when we do find land, because we go Jerboa. Or no, we go Fledgling. We have to decide. Anyway, a couple of landfall things for when we get landfall, but we got what we wanted. Had to play this first. We can offer the Adept now if we want, but we do have additional payoffs for having everything, and this is our only wizard. Oh, we have this wizard. Yeah, I'm going to offer this Adept, because if we want to get back to full party, we do have another wizard in hand. But I had to telegraph the captain because I wanted to be sure we got our counter. If they accepted the trade Adept for Rider, it would have been bad. And you know, that's not great, but you know that they had to. They had to find that spot and use that removal there, and we still have a lot of action behind. So not an unfortunate result still. And let's go Fledgling. And then if we find land, we can go Caster Jerboa, play land, and have a really big turn. I like Fledgling first, then Jerboa. It's less mana, but a better attack. So now what do we give him? Actually, Jerboa might be the least useful thing here when it comes to these spells. So yeah, I'm gonna let it go.
Some say I never heard of ya. Don't believe the hype, it's a sequel. Don't believe the hype.
All right, we found our land. What does that do for us? We get our Fledgling grown, but we ditched our Jerboa, so that landfall part doesn't matter. I think we just fly over and make a shepherd. Let's not be complicated about this. Jinx looking to get muted. Disparaging the rat burglar meme is gonna get you in trouble, sir. You watch it. He winked, he knows. Blood Priest keeps him alive, but not if we draw a land. If we draw a basic land, it's over anyway. That's really weird. Now don't we just kind of win? We just take this and win. 3, 4, 5. I guess we don't win. Arbor Mage. Basic land is a win with Arbor Mage. Just gotta make sure. Well, if they figure we have 2 lands here, it's understandable what they're doing. Now, though, we get we can ambush. If we can ambush and journey and but not quite. Am I missing obvious lethal here? Ambushes land, launches the fledgling as a 3/3. Then we get 6 in the air, and then they block 1 on the ground, and the other gets through. Yes, okay. Ambushes land is lethal. I got there. We could play the journey as well, but it doesn't matter. Oh, it shouldn't matter, right? Because they block 1 and we get the other. Oh, we have to journey. Oh, it does matter. Yeah. Sorry, we ambush plus journey. Yep. I still got there. I swear I got there. That was harder than it needed to be. Sorry. Sorry, Oppo. Sorry, chat, for not closing out that game about 10 seconds sooner. Well, as sad as it was to lose that first match and put us in that spot of really trying to claw back just to get 2-1, but we did. So let's claim that. So alert that other event is over. Right on. We don't have 10 packs yet to open. We're close. So let's hop up to soapbox mode and thank our YouTube friends for hanging out for that one. Really appreciate it. We'll catch you for the next one. Take care. Oh yeah, algorithm, if you made it this far, surely you liked the video, right? I mean, if you're on YouTube listening to me say this, how can you not have hit the like button yet? Anyway, cheers. Thank you.